On this episode, we're thinking like a startup. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of the vlog. Alright, so I thought today I would share a perspective on some of the advantages that I've seen small startup organizations leverage in order to do some really cool things in a very short period of time. And I'm really excited about this perspective because over the last 2 years I've worked almost exclusively with startup organizations as they have commercialized and they have started to identify themselves by building culture and learning and development programs. So here are a couple of the things that I've seen that have really worked in the startup space. Advantage one, and this is typically posed as a disadvantage for startup organizations, and that is that they typically have to do more with less. Why is this an advantage? Well, in the learning and development space, this typically, forces organizations to think very creatively about the way that they design learning experiences. And oftentimes, this really challenges them to use their own internal subject matter expertise in order to develop even the most foundational content that typically mid or large size organizations would purchase off the shelf. Advantage two, startup organizations are typically doing really cool things across functions. And this is really in the spirit of rapidly aligning the organization around the real opportunity. From a learning and development perspective, I've seen some really cool workshops done where you're taking the engineering team and you're putting them in the same room as the sales team, and the engineers are teaching the sales and marketing teams some of the engineering thought processes around solving problems, developing products, user experience and user design. And this helps the sales team really get intimately connected to the product so that they can sell the value prop much more clearly and much more deeply in the field. And so taking cross-functional insights and leveraging those as part of your learning and development program is something I've seen startups do really, really well. The third and final startup advantage, and this is the one that probably surprises and excites me the most, are startups' ability to very rapidly organize around a specific problem or opportunity. I have seen more face-to-face decision-making and collaboration in the startup space than I have across really business in general. And this is surprising because typically in this day and age, we do a lot of business virtually, we're spread out across the country. But with smaller startup organizations, and this has to do with the physical space, oftentimes your entire organization is on a single floor or two, and so you tend to walk across the hall to get answers. I've seen engineers come from downstairs up to sales and marketing to talk a little bit about user insights and what our customers are really needing and wanting, and I've seen decisions being made in meeting rooms that typically would take weeks to happen virtually over email. And so the ability to rapidly organize and solve problems and walk across the hall is a really exciting thing that I've seen in startups. So when you look at these three startup advantages, they all have a common thread. And that's that you don't necessarily need to be a startup in order to leverage these philosophies. So whether you're an organization of 10 or 10,000, we can think creatively about how we do more with less, how we grow a perspective from within. We can also take a look at putting different groups of the organization together to start to learn across the organization. And thirdly, we can more rapidly align and organize ourselves around the problems or the opportunities that matter the most. We can be more decisive. We can find ways to facilitate strategy so that we're not having to do everything over email. I'm super excited with my experience over the last couple of years to take these insights and really challenge organizations to think differently about how they leverage their own internal human capital, how they start to work cross-functionally, and how they solve problems in creative ways. We can always get better, and I think looking at startups and some of the exciting things that they're doing can help us all.